I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis sitting with us around the world at this moment. 295 places through Nithyananda TV, in 42 places two-way video conferencing having Nayana Diksha, in 172 cities, in 18 countries around the world. मैं प्यार से आप सबका हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं. I welcome with my humble respects Sri Swami Anubhavanandaji Maharaj from Chinmaya Mission. I welcome him with our love and respects. And Brahma Kumari's ashram team, I welcome them. Welcome. Ram Snehi Sadhus from Rajasthan, I welcome all of you. And Norwegian news channel Patanjali Productions. Where are they? Patanjali Productions. I welcome. I welcome all of you for today's satsang. I welcome you all with my love and respects. And the cities sitting with us in two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha, Guadalupe, Rameshwaram, New York, Varanasi, Charlotte, Srisailam, Devon, UK, Sharjah, Monterrey, Mexico, Austin, Brooklyn, London, Chicago, Srirangam, Dakota Dunes, Atlanta, Ujjaini, Singapore, Singapuram, Bangalore, Marathahalli, Madrid, Spain, Toronto, Kailasam, Nithyananda Nagara, Bidadi, Tiruvannamalai, Arunachalam, Vancouver, Puri, San Jose, Madurai, Chennai, Alvarpet, Ohio, Prayag, Phoenix, Kanchipuram, Oklahoma, Somanatham, Hyderabad, Bhagyanagaram, Los Angeles, Arunachalam, Seattle, Chidambaram, Adayar, Chennai, Hyderabad, Bhagyanagaram. Bangalore, Marathahalli. Some more cities are online. Yes, now I can see some more cities joining. Already they joined, now I can see them. Alright, show this laptop itself. Ma Priyankananda, Malaysia, Paris, Kalighat, Dubai, Tirukkoilur, Troy, Michigan, Slovakia, Košice, Laspet, Pondicherry, Hyderabad, Sri, Durango, Klang, Malaysia, Klang or Lunang? Lunas, Malaysia, Chennai, Nungambakam, Kastau, Croatia, Scottsdale, Arizona, Tallahassee, Florida, London, Kashi, Oman, Sivagangai, Black Diamond City, Canada. That's all. And Slovakia, Košice, that's it. Kastau, Croatia. And Workshop, UK. Slovakia, Shivaloka. Yes. And we are live from Mahakumbhapuri, Prayag. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Today, Nirahara Samyama, the meditation process without food, Second level, fifth day we are continuing. And Kalpavas, third day. Living in Kumbhapuri, doing Kalpavas, third day we are continuing. I'll continue to expand and explain the beautiful Vedic story, churning of the Milky Ocean, the history of Kumbh Mela, Maha Kumbh Mela. Listen. Whenever you live these great tattvas as satyas, tattva means an idea grasped by your intellect. Satya means the idea imbibed by your biomemory. When it is your intellect playing around, it is tattva, idea. When your biomemory feels it, when it becomes part of you, it is satya. Please understand, if you are living certain satyas, just your very touch, your presence, a word with you, will awaken the inspiration in the other person. I am able to see many of our Kumbhavasis, Kalpavasis, the participants who are staying, doing Kalpavas, when they go out and say one word, people immediately catch the inspiration. When you live, when it becomes bio-memory in you, please understand, when you don't have internal fight with a certain idea, you will not have external fight when you share it with others. As long as you have internal fight with that idea, when you try to preach, you will have external fight. If you don't have internal fight, you will not have external fight. That is why the Vedic tradition, Hindu tradition, did not need an army, jihad, to spread its ideas. We were so thoroughly living, radiating, convinced. All we did to spread our satyas is nothing more than touching. Just a touch. The biomemory is transmitted. The initiation, nothing else. It is transmitted. The energy is transmitted. The idea is transmitted. Tattvas are transmitted. Satyas are shared. Listen. Only when you live the principles, when you live the tattvas without any internal fight, it is satya. For example, one principle, I am giving you an example. Morning during Brahma Muhurta, you have to get up and do your yoga and unclutch. Practice samadhi or meditation. If you are still struggling to wake up in the morning and somehow you are doing it, but there is a struggle, it means it is only in the level of tattva in you, an idea. If you are just waking up like a child and running to the bathroom, your steps are dance, alive, not even one iota, one idea. Today somehow can I get exemption? Even an idea is not there. You are just there. Brahma Muhurta, you are there, up, alive. There is no internal fight. Then the idea has become satya. tattvas become satya. Please listen. I am giving you one example. I am not saying whoever wakes up in the morning during Brahma Muhurta, they are all enlightened. No, I am not giving all that certificate. I am just giving you the example of how tattva becomes satya. I can give you one more example. Integrity. Integrity means honoring the word you give it to you and to others. Please listen. We fulfill even the word we give it to others 50% because society's pressure, name and fame, prestige. But you forget the words you give it to you. Many times, when you face some suffering, you give a word to yourself, I will not get into this action anymore. But you don't keep up the word you give it to yourself. So the integrity comes, the first step for the integrity is honoring the word you give it to you. Listen. Many times you find a solution for certain problem, mentally thinking. And after 2 days you forget the solution, get into the same problem. After 1 week you find the same solution. After 1 week you forget the solution and get into the same problem. And after 1 week you find the same solution. How many of you cognize that you go through this rut? So be very clear, still integrity has not become your bio-memory. It is only in the level of tattva. It has not yet become satya. When you live these 4 tattvas, integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching yourself and others. With these 4 tattvas, when these 4 tattvas become your bio-memory, you are living a Jivan Mukta life. Your consciousness becomes enlightened consciousness. I tell you, when there is group of people living, radiating enlightened consciousness, that group is called pot of nectar. Kumbhakata, the nectar pot. Anybody comes inside that group gets blessed by that tattvas. And when you live those, when somebody is blessed with that tattvas, please listen. When you radiate these tattvas, you become immortal. How? Just by authenticity, Shraddha. Nachiketa became immortal. Just the Shraddha, Markandeya became immortal. When you live, you radiate these tattvas, you become immortal. When a group of people radiate these tattvas, they become the Kumbha pot, the Kumbhakata, the pot of nectar. Whoever comes into their space, they are all given that nectar. And whoever receives that nectar, they also become immortal. It is the strength of enlightened consciousness maintained by the group of enlightened beings is Kumbhakata, the Kumbha Kalasha, Amrita Kalasha, Amrita Kumbha, the nectar pot. There was a time, group of people radiating these great tattvas, living like gods. Of course, when you live these tattvas, these 4 tattvas, integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching. You live like a God wherever you are. There was a group of people living like a gods. That place was called Svargaloka. And that collective enlightened consciousness was called Amrita Kalasha, Kumbhakata. Understand? This is to respect the tradition. This throne, these jewels, all are honor to the tattva for which I am standing. Understand? The tattva which I am representing, that is honored by all that. So this bandara and everything honors the tattva we represent, tattva we stand for. So, all the devotees, if you are planning, still thinking all over the world, just fly. 10th and 12th, don't miss. 12th is going to be a very big festival. 12th is going to be a very big function where almost, I can say 10,000. 10,000 sadhus are going to be given bandara by Dhyanapeetham. Feast and pranami by Dhyanapeetham. We are ordering shawls, umbrellas, padukas for all the sadhus. Maybe we will even be getting kamandalu. And so all devotees around the world, don't miss the chance of seeing 10,000 sadhus in one place. And almost all the Mahamandaleshwars and Mandaleshwars. Come on, let me get back to the subject, the satsang. When a group of people radiate enlightenment, that collective consciousness is called Amrita Kalasha. That place is called heaven, Swarga. People are living like gods. Unfortunately, sometimes few people enter into that place to enjoy the infrastructure, but not ready to practice those tattvas, those principles. It's like a few demons enter the Swargaloka. They want to enjoy the infrastructure of the Swargaloka, the beautiful palaces, everything, but they don't want to live the principles of Swargaloka, principles of that place. So understand, when you enter into a place and you want their infrastructure and don't follow the principles, you are called demon. When you enter into this country and you want to enjoy the infrastructure of this country, but you don't respect the constitution of this country, you are a terrorist. Same way, when you enter into a place and you don't want to respect the tattva, but you want to enjoy the infrastructure, then you will be called, you will be considered as demon. Few demons entered the heaven, started living the infrastructure, using the infrastructure without living the principles, tattvas. And it is very unfortunate when you live inauthentically the same infrastructure, others also get inspired. Oh, then I can also be inauthentic. and have this infrastructure, have all this life. So gods also slowly started becoming demonic. When critical mass is not living authenticity, the collective superconsciousness gets destroyed. So the Amrita Kalasha, Amrita Kumbha is lost in the ocean of confusion. That is what is described in the tradition as the nectar pot fell into the ocean. Now, gods are suffering, demons are enjoying. Listen, gods enjoy when they achieve something. Demons enjoy when others lose something. Gods enjoy when they achieve something. Demons enjoy when others lose something. Demons enjoy by others' destruction. Gods enjoy when they achieve something. Demons enjoy when others lose something. So, now who is responsible for the nectar pot falling into the ocean? You may put the blame on demons or gods, but the suffering is for gods. So, whoever wants to radiate enlightenment, they should take the responsibility even for others' inauthenticity, not only your inauthenticity, others' inauthenticity also, because others' inauthenticity is going to affect you. How many of you cognize this? Others' inauthenticity also affects you. So you have to take the responsibility not only for your inauthenticity, others' inauthenticity also. Who is responsible for losing the pot into the ocean does not matter. Suffering is for the people who want to radiate enlightenment, who want to live like gods, who want to radiate the superconsciousness, because they are the losers. So you have to be very clear. Please listen to the tatuvas. When Amrita Kalasha, nectar pot is lost, whoever may be responsible, but suffering is for gods. So the people who want to live like gods have to take the responsibility not only for their authenticity, and they have to take the responsibility for others' inauthenticity also. They have to be responsible for teaching others also to live authentically. So please contemplate on this principle today. The enriching team, please raise your hand. Enriching team. This is the lesson for all of you. Atidhi Devo Bhava team, raise your hand. So this is the lesson for all of you also. Taking the responsibility for others' inauthenticity. Taking responsibility for your inauthenticity alone is not enough. Taking responsibility for others' inauthenticity also is required. I will leave you all with this one tattva today to contemplate. And I have one more announcement. From today, whole day till evening 8 o'clock, satsangs will be happening in the pandal. Continuously. We have many acharyas up, alive, and kicking around, ready to change you guys. And under the able guidance of Ma Nitya Manishananda and Sri Nitya Veda Rishi Nitya Veda Swarupananda and Sri Nitya Atma Manishananda and Sri Nitya Turiyananda and Ma Nitya Balananda and what is Andal's spiritual name? Okay. Madhu Srivatsa, and all the acharyas are ready, up, alive. Whole day you are going to listen to great tattvas, spiritual truths as experienced by them, as they are radiating. So I request all of you to come and be continuously connected to Nithyananda TV live 24 hours. Already the schedule is in the website. Satsang topics, Prayag Tirtha Maha. Satsang topics, Satsang subjects, Prayag Tirtha Mahatva in Hindi by Sri Nitya Atma Manishananda. Gar Mandir, home temples by Veda Swarupananda. Bhakti Marg by Ma Nitya Prematmananda in Hindi. The Secret of Time by Ma Nitya Balananda. Sampurti Sri Nitya Atma Prabhananda. And Sanatan Dharma ke Pauranik Katayan Ma Nitya Manishananda, Vice Chancellor, Nithyananda Vedic University. Bharat ka Punarjagran, Sri Nitya Turiyananda. Here they put a spelling mistake, Puran Jagran. Punarjagran. Bharat ka Punarjagran, Sri Nitya Turiyananda. Adhyatma evam Shraddha, who? Madhu Srivatsa. And Nitya Dhyan by Manish Chandra. So every day you have 9 satsangs apart from my satsang. So you have 10 satsangs. Ma Arpana is also signing up. She will be speaking on subject. Okay, let us know will be the subject. No, that can become a subject. Come on, start. Let us know. So you have 11 satsangs every morning, every day, whole day from today. And from tomorrow we may have some more eminent speakers joining, like Sri Nitya Moksha Priyananda and Ma Ananda Kama, and many more will be joining. We will have whole day satsangs in Kumbhaghat, and we will also have some bhajans continuously. Great. Great. And still Dayal Avatar line is not fixed, so we will not be able to have Dayal Avatar. And I have a question here from devotees that can they sponsor Bandara? You can. You can talk to Ma Prematma how to enroll for homas or pujas or bandaras, whatever you wanted. You are welcome. Now we will move to Nirahara Samyama. So I bless you all who are sitting with us around the world at this moment in 573 places through Nithyananda TV and 42 places two-way video conference. Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. I welcome you all. with my love and respects. Today's subject is Himalayas. The heaven and the earth. Only one word I need to alter in the title they gave. The heaven on heaven. It is never on the earth. It's never on the earth. We may be able to reach from earth. That does not mean it is on the earth. There is nothing earthly in Himalayas. Even the earth in the Himalayas is not earthly. I don't know what all I can describe about Himalayas. Maybe I will describe the greatness of the physical existence of Himalayas. That's the most happening place in the consciousness. Just like New York, Tokyo, cities, most happening cities in the outer world. Same way, most happening place in the consciousness is Himalayas. All the biggest happenings happening in Himalayas as far as the consciousness is concerned. Whether it is the greatest masters landing in the body or greatest masters taking over the bodies. See, great masters take over the prepared bodies to do their mission. That's what I call enlightenment. Enlightenment can be described even in this way. Great masters just vacate the ordinary will and make that will wither away and take over the body and start doing what they want. Whether great masters landing with a new body or landing on the existing bodies or relaxing from the physical body, all the great happenings go on happen in the Himalayas. Even physically, Himalayas is never same. Fastest growing mountain range is Himalayas. 5 millimeter per year. 5 millimeter is not a small joke. The other day I was seeing that BBC's, that Ganges documentary. It was just an ecstasy. How they describe Himalayas and Ganga. Only one thing I can say, that if you have not seen Himalayas, it's almost like you are missing one great dimension of your senses. See, it's like a born blind guy. You can't make him understand what he is missing by being blind from birth. You can't make him understand. Just undescribable. Same way, if you have not visited Himalayas, you can't even understand what you are missing in the level of senses. Same way, if you have not lived in Himalayas, you can never understand what you are missing in the level of mind. Because living in Himalayas teaches something completely different to the mind. Completely different. The other day I was talking that if somebody is not able to settle in my community for some reason, if they ask for other option, I said that bowl lifestyle will be the lifestyle I will prescribe. Same way, if somebody is not able to, is not happy with this place and wanted the second option, any place, I will prescribe Himalayas. If the second option community they ask, I will prescribe bowls, and second option place if they ask, I will prescribe Himalayas. And bowl in Himalayas. because it does something totally different. One winter you should spend in Himalayas. So much can happen in you. You have to become Hatha Yogi, nothing can be done. You will just become Hatha Yogi. If you want to become a Vedanti, just talking, all lousy, tall, go and settle in Kashi. If you want to become Hatha Yogi, means really achieving Yogi, Himalayas is the place. Because very lifestyle will make you Yogi. Even to have a cup of water, you need to climb up and down. For anything, your body needs to move. That's why they say that Tibetans are the people who live longer in the whole earth. Because their very lungs and the body is capable of living with less oxygen. The whole body evolves in such a new way, it can live with less oxygen. Life in Himalayas itself is tapas, yoga. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But what happens in Himalayas in you stays with you. Not just stays in Himalayas. Understand? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But what happens in Himalayas in you stays with you. It doesn't just stay in Himalayas. Himalayas is the place, the most conscious happening. It's again such a experience. It's one of the biggest problems. When the experience goes beyond certain frequency, it only expresses as a deep joy and sweetness in the body, never as words. And I'll have to pick up the words here and there, here and there, here and there, like this. Some statement, what happens in the Vegas stays in Vegas. People will be shocked. How can he connect Vegas and Himalayas? Because I don't have any words, I have to pick up all outrageous words. I have to look out of the box and all outlandish expressions. What to do? All the best things available in the planet Earth are gift of Himalayas to the civilization. Whether it is a great spiritual enlightenment philosophy or the amazing unimaginable, amazing Saraswati civilization in the banks of Saraswati, the first civilization. The extraordinary metaphysical discoveries of rishis. The yoga science, astrology, astronomy, vastu, gemology, what not, anything worthy in the planet Earth, it's from Himalayas. It's Himalayas which gave birth to the science of ahimsa, coexistence. It's Himalayas which gave birth to all great sciences available to the human beings today. Ganga, which still feeds 1/10 of the world population. 10% of the world population lives in the lap of Ganga. Please understand. It's from BBC's Ganges documentary. Even now, 10% of the world population lives just on one river's lap, Ganga. And Himalayas is responsible, Ganges is responsible for the rishis to have so much of free time and to contemplate and come up with the great metaphysical discoveries. All their basic needs are fulfilled just like that. And grand Himalayas in front. What will you do? You go on, get awestruck, wonderstruck. Your logic gets slapped every time by the unimaginable expression of the cosmos. So naturally you start diving into the mysteries of cosmos. I tell you, the geographical place where a religion originates plays a major role in the depth and purity of religion. Himalayas cannot be ruled by any socio-political laws. That is why the Upanishads and Vedic tradition is completely devoid of any socio-political rules. There is no socio-political part in Upanishads. Pure spiritual science, metaphysical discoveries, that's all. Just science, that's all. That is why still, even now, the sadhus who stay in Himalayas, they consider themselves as the sadhus of the headquarters. See, it's like ashramites who stay in this ashram. They always have the pride. They get the news first. They get the information first. They are in the people in the center of the cyclone, most happening place. So they always feel pride and feel they are little more than the ashramites who are staying in the branch ashrams. Because anything is received by them after these guys receive. So the same way, still in the Himalayas, that sadhus who stay in Himalayas, they claim that they are the headquarters sadhus. Whether in Kumbh Mela or anywhere, they get the first right. They are worthy. They are worthy of getting it, because whatever is said and done, Himalayas is Himalayas. I tell you, spending little time in Himalayas really shakes completely your idea of that whole life is secured. See, it's staying in cities where you know thoroughly how you are going to get into the car and what turn and everything, and how you are going to come back and lie down in your bed safely. And by living the same thing for 2-3 years, you forget that your life can have some turn. And you feel almost like everything is under your control. That is why a small ticket, speeding ticket, shakes your whole being. People shiver. I have seen, if they get $100 speeding ticket, they have to pay $200 to a psychiatric doctor. No, really, I have seen people. Just one speeding ticket, they have to visit immediately their psychiatrist for that fear stroke or fear attack and what not, and pay few $100 for that guy. Or even that anger and vengeance they cannot tolerate. They go to a lawyer and spend little more money to stop that speeding ticket. Because
unable to handle even a small change. Too secured. I tell you, spend little time in Himalayas. Either visit or spend little time in Himalayas. It will teach you life. Because every moment it is different. When you go, the road will be open. After 1 hour, when you want to come back, the road won't be open. Not only open, road will not be there. No, really. Just it will not be there, that's all. And you do not know how many more days it will take for the new road to be created. Suddenly you may need even to be airlifted through helicopters. Those helicopters are bought before the Indian independence. They are brought specially to give independence and freedom to people. Just life. You will just face life face to face. We do arrange so much, take care. But even then, just life is life in Himalayas. You will have a taste of adrenaline in your very tongue. Not just in your body. The adrenaline release will be so much, you will taste adrenaline in your tongue. Because the roads, you just see this side, and the speed with which Ganga is gushing, you will directly reach Calcutta. Before any 911 you call. In India there is no 911. Now they are trying to do 108. In some states they are successful. Like very efficient states like Gujarat and all, they are successful. But even then in Himalayas nothing. No 108, no 911. Maybe you can chant 108 times Shiva, 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 that's fine. That can give you much better help than any other 108. You'll just face life face to face. It's good to have the taste of life as it is, without any of your pseudo securities, 911s and any other pseudo securities. Even if your vehicles hit some other vehicle, I have not seen in Himalayas anybody fighting for these accidents. They will hit, they will say, it's okay, Baba, bye. They will not even get down to talk to each other, bye. And they will go, this guy will go, that's all. Because they know that's the way roads are, nothing can be done. And not like the secure cities where the ambulance chasing lawyers make more money than the people who got injured. Really. This contingency, ambulance chasing lawyers, they make more money than the persons who are injured. This is you will have just taste of life and how people coexist. That's another one extraordinary thing. Just to be lived. To be lived. just to be lived. The extraordinary silence which you would have never ever experienced in any city, even if you are staying in a suburb in one corner of any developed country. Unimaginable silence. You can just touch and feel the silence, the heaviness of silence. Once I lived without hearing any artificial sound for 7 days. Not human voice, no artificial sound. Means no sound which happens by human existence. Not even my own sound. 7 days I lived. I just wanted to catch this anahata dhvani. There is a sound which is uncreated, happening in your inner space. So I wanted to catch that sound. So I went and sat in one corner for 7 days. I could catch the glimpse of that anahata dhvani. I'll really recommend everybody to have at least one visit to Himalayas. You see, understand, I am not promoting our trip. Of course, this guy wanted me to talk about Himalayas for the mainly just to introduce these Himalayas to the world. If you can come with me, that is okay. Otherwise also at least make one trip. Don't miss Himalayas in your life. Then you will really feel that you missed something really which need to be seen. Himalayas is the Las Vegas created by rishis. I can tell you, it's an extraordinary experience. It will just give you the taste of life. It will teach you life is not just under your control. Life is larger than what you think. I can say the Himalayas is not a just geographical journey. It's a psychological journey. When you go and come back, by the time you are back, you are a different personality. Because your pitta, liver is completely churned and your adrenaline is just blasted. And all hormones. I have seen people just falling into the extraordinary ecstasy and extraordinary joy, because in such a right proportion all these things are created and churned. When the understanding, spiritual understanding is also added by the master, it just puts you in ecstasy and bliss. Especially this trip, the theme is truth is. As I said, you are all going to appear in a documentary which is going to go to the International Film Festival. So, leave Himalayas. That's all. Let you all experience and radiate the eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.
Shiva, Putra Ratna Kumara, Guru Manya Tulyavadara, Shri Parvati Stankhya
प्रषड्यशाखे नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे कामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वैश्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः
சலடி போற்றி சிவன் சேவடி போற்றி நேயத்தே நின்றறி மலனடி போற்றி மாயப்பிறப்பருக்கும் மன்னனடி போற்றி சிறார் பெருந்துரையிடம் தேவனடி போற்றி ஆராத இன்பம் அருளும் மலை போற்றி ஈசனே சிந்தை கவல வந்த நேசனே நீ வருவாய் ஓடு கனிகளை கொண்டு உன்னை பூஜித்தோ அருள் தருவாய் கலி என்னும் கடலினில் மூழ்கிட்ட இனி கரம் தந்து காத்து கருணையை பொய்கையில் அலர்ந்திட்ட அளவற்றம் போல உன் திருவடியில் வாழ்ந்திட வாராய் அருணாச்சலனே நீ வாராய் அகண்ட ஜோதியனே வாராய் அல்லல் நீக்கிடவே வாராய் அகிலம் போற்றுகின்ற ஈசனே சிந்தை கவர்ந்த நேசனே நீ வருவாய் ஒடு கனிகளை கொண்டு பூஜித்தோ அருள் தருவாய் மெய்யினில் வில்வமும் இறையாக்கனில் முடியோடு தரிசனமருளவா செம்பொன் மாட சிற்றவை தனிலே இதை கவர்ந்த உன்னை சிக்கன பிடித்தேனே வந்தும் புகழ்
நித்யானந்தேஸ்வர பரமசிவ சமாரம்பாம் நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி பராசக்தி மத்யமாம் அஸ்மதாச்சார்ய பர்யந்தாம் வந்தே குரு பரம்பராம். I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Shri Mahants, Mahants, Tanidar, Kotari, visitors, viewers, sitting with us all over the world through Nithyananda TV, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Enlighten app, Kailasa TV, Hinduism Now TV, Twitter, two-way video conferencing, having Nayanadiksha. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Paramashiva's message from Sri Kailasa
in one line, Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. Knowledge about the cosmos makes us experience one with the cosmos. Brahmavit, I am translating the word Brahma as a cosmos, even though it is a smaller than the original principle shown by the word Brahma. Understand? The principle shown by the word Brahma is the whole. Everything exists. Everything. I'm just using the word cosmos to translate the principle. Anyone knows the Brahman, the cosmos, becomes one with it. Listen intensely now. Knowledge about the cosmos is absolutely mandatory and useful. Understand that. Today, whatever I am going to reveal is too important for your life. Becomes one with it. Listen intensely now. Knowledge about the cosmos is absolutely mandatory and useful. Understand that. Mandatory and useful. You need to know. You really need to know this basic understandings about life. First thing. Today, whatever I am going to reveal is too important for your life. If you are feeling little sleepy, tired and all that, if needed, go and pick up your cup of coffee, tea. It's okay. Have a cup of coffee, cup of tea. Pick up your hot chocolate. You can come and sit with your coffee, tea, hot chocolate in the satsang. Nothing wrong. I'm cool about it. And I also wanted to inform now itself, all the ashrams and sarvanya pitas should have coffee, hot chocolate, tea vending machine freely. Make it available in our satsang hall. Only if some country does not allow it legally, don't. If it is legally allowed in all our satsang halls all over the world. I do not know whether law permits in USA and Canada. If law permits, allow, get it. There should be free, cost-free vending machine established in all our ashrams, satsang halls for tea, coffee and hot chocolate. And pure vegan, non-violent milk should be used. Okay. Now if you need, please pick and come and sit, because the purpose of this session is you listening to the truth, like how Prahlada listened from the womb of his mother. Understand one thing. Listen carefully. When I am talking about cosmos, you may not believe, who knows all this is true, he is just blabbering, whatever. How do I know? Till I experience all this has no meaning for me. All this self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial, all that will be there. Don't worry. It is like listen to this example. I am describing how Kashi looks. Oh, it is shining, tall temples, beautiful arches, amazing stonework, tall embankments, and huge gods, kilometer lengths of gods. Varanasi is something great. You may say, who knows all these things? He may be just telling stories. But for some reason, you are lost in Varanasi. Some reason you just landed there and you are lost in Varanasi. Then suddenly all this you heard from me can come up in your memory and say, yes, hey, Swamiji said there will be one god called Dasaswamedha god. From there, if you start walking, Vishwanath temple will be there. Yes, yes, yes. I remember him telling, let's go and have darshan. Same way, one day you are going to be left in cosmos after you leave the body. That time, whatever you heard from me now will come up. It will just pop up and guide you. Like how Prahlada, whatever Prahlada heard from Narada, sitting in his mother's womb, when he came out, when he assumed the body, when he started growing, every situation Prahlada faced, he had a solution which he received from Narada. He had a solution which he received from Narada in the womb. And beautifully he was able to navigate his life and win the whole thing. Understand, you need to really understand. Knowledge about the cosmos is not necessarily demands your faith or belief. It only demands your integrated listening. For example, I am telling you, when you leave the body, the space where the life is happening to you, what we call Jiva, Chit, that will start moving, getting pulled, gravitated based on the kind of the vibration and thought current you cherish about the future. Understand, this is a very important statement I am making. It is not about how you lived the past. It is about how you want your future. That is too important information, fact you need to know. For example, you lived 90 years and all the 90 years you did everything dirty, stupid. Suddenly, fortunately, just before the leaving the body, something clicks in you and you decide absolutely bright, right, pure, liberated future. And after you decided to live that liberated future, for some reason you did not continue to live for many days with the body, but you left the body. What you planned for your future, that will be the force gravitating you towards it. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Your taste for your future is the gravitating force to which you will reach. For example, throughout the 90 years of the life, you lived a very culinary, demonic life. But fortunately, some reason, somebody, Guru's grace or God's grace or your Purva Punya, some reason, just few days before death, you realize this whole culinary, this demonic, rakshasic mentality is not helping you, working for you. You need to start absolutely fresh, very integrated, principled and enlightened lifestyle. And for some reason, you did not live for a long time after you made the decision. But the decision you made will be the future plan you have. How you want your future will be the gravitating force. Not how you lived the past. Listen to this very carefully. That is why I am saying past has influence over your future only if you are consciously choosing the same taste or not choosing anything and lazily lying down. Even if you are lazy, the past will automatically repeat because of its very own heaviness on your inner space, chit. So listen. One conscious decision has so much power. I want you to know, one conscious decision has so much power. Especially the weight of the past sits on your muscle memory. Power of decision is in your biomemory. So, when you leave the body, the weight of the past drastically reduces. You can just take off. Especially if you heard all these truths when you are in the body. Now itself, if you heard all this and gets inside your system, I'll tell you very point blank the truth. Nothing exists other than Shiva, the existence, auspicious, iruppu, chit, Shiva. Now, when I uttered this word Shiva, the vibration you experience, that source, actually that vibration came from the very source which exists. Shiva, 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 Shiva. Shiva, 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 Shiva. If you need, record it in your mobile phone, keep it as a ringtone. Shiva, 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 Shiva. That source of this vibration, only that exists. And if you start liking this vibration, liking the source of this vibration, which is auspiciously present forever, auspiciously present forever, only that exists. Out of that only you make your body, like how the clay you make. If you have done any
doll or toy or Ganapati with clay. How you make the clay and take the clay and make whatever you want. Like that. That Shiva. You take that Shiva and start making whatever you want. Just like a Leela. One thing I want you to know deeply. You have extraordinary willpower and energy than you can imagine. Listen. Extraordinary power than you can imagine. All the impossibility, suffering, suffocation, self-torture, self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial. Oh, I can't do this. How can I do this, Swami? Morning itself we started telling that I have too much power. Now at least I was little peaceful. Now knowing that I have too much power and I am not able to manifest, I have a guilt also. My life is getting more complicated with all this DHT. You may have all this confusion. My responsibility is telling the truth as it is to you. That's it. I am telling you, listen. All this SDHD, frustration, guilt, all of them will lose power over you when you decide consciously declaring, because consciousness is from the plane of bioenergy. All patterns operate only in the plane of muscle memory. Listen carefully. Muscle memory is one plane. Biomemory is second plane. Bioenergy is third plane. Muscle memory is lowest. Biomemory is next, higher. Bioenergy is highest. Conscious decision is from bioenergy. All your patterns, SDHT. Yesterday I was shown the message from some people in the Facebook saying, oh, we have too many SDHT. One day we feel good. One day we attend satsang. We feel awakened, alive, eternally fresh. Next day again, after one fight with my boss or family, I collapse. And all these mood swings, understand, all this is the lowest level. Muscle memory. When you leave the body, muscle memories don't come with you. That is a good news, greatest news. Only the biomemory and bioenergy comes with you. And the future decisions, your taste for future life only stays in biomemory. Bioenergy does not carry any pattern. It's a pure consciousness. Biomemory is like a living first response mechanism for life. That functions based on your decisions about future, not how you lived about past. That is why I am saying, if you decide now to have Shiva Diksha, Kailasa is guaranteed. Forget about the past. Past, whatever you have done. Nothing matters consciously. I am not saying do all the crimes. No. I am not approving you to do the crimes. All I am trying to tell you is cosmos responds to your life based on your decision for future. Based on your decision for future, you get gravitated, pulled. You might have lived hell life for 90 years, but the last minute you decide you are going to live a highly enlightened life. Then immediately you are pulled towards Kailasa, not towards Naraka. No. You need to know the logic of the cosmos. Cosmos does not function in binary logic. It functions in multidimensional logic. In multidimensional logic, your conscious decision for your future is your freedom, and your conscious decision for your future makes your whole past irrelevant. Karmas get burnt just by cognizing Paramashiva is real and vibrating even once with his name Shiva. 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 Dvadashanta, the space from which Paramashiva is ruling and running the whole universe, the source. It is described in various agamas in various ways, but you just remember that where Paramashiva resides and operates in the universe. I tell you honestly, simple truth, in all of you, you have Dvadashanta. Iruppu, existence of Shiva. There was a Swami called Jada Swami in Tiruvannamalai. He had Jata, long Jata. I asked him, he used to be in silence. I asked him, why you grew long Jata? His guru gave him instruction. This Jata should be 12 inch taller than the head. And he should always meditate on the top of the Jata Paramashiva is sitting. Later on I came to know that one Agama describes this as a technique. That is why I want all my sannyasis and sannyasinis, when you tie your Jata, it should stand 12 inch above your head. So 81 Jata, as thick and long as possible you should have. When you tie, it should be 12 inch from your head. From your skull, 12 inch tall. And you should always meditate that Paramashiva is sitting on that and gracing you and guiding you continuously. This is one of the description of Dvadashanta. Of course, there are multiple descriptions. You can also feel that Ananda Gandha is Dvadashanta inside you, below the heart, above the navel. That Ananda Gandha, where everything merges, that is Dvadashanta, and Paramashiva is residing. You can meditate in that way also. Any one cognition is okay. Even third eye can be considered as Dvadashanta, and you can visualize Paramashiva on third eye also. But for all my sannyasis, I will strongly recommend this technique I received from Jada Swami. Because you sannyasis are already having Jata. You just need to make it thicker and longer. 81 number. It should be as thick as possible and as
long as possible. So when you tie, it stands 1 feet, 12-inch height. And also, he told me one more thing. With this jata weight, if I can levitate, then I know I have mastered the pranayama, kumbhaka. That's the reason I am keeping this jata. So you guys also should have this heavy jata and tie. With that jata, if your body enters into levitation, your kundalini awakening is perfect, absolute. It is like a checking method. It's like a very powerful mechanism to check whether the kundalini awakening is real or you are just trying to shake and do some drama, dandanakadam. So all my brahmacharis, sannyasis, sannyasinis, kailasavasis should have 81 jata. Not the kids. Kids I think will not be able to carry. Once you are major, above 18, all my adult brahmacharis, brahmacharinis, sannyasis, sannyasinis, adhinavasis, everyone, adults should have 81 jata, thick as possible, as long as possible, as much as you can carry. You tie it and keep it up. It should look at least 12-inch above the head. And sit in that and cognize that Paramashiva is sitting on the top of the jata, Dvata Shanta, and constantly gracing and guiding you with 25 heads and 50 hands and 75 eyes, Parashakti Manonmani in his lap, beautifully. Listen to this. I have so many things to describe about this cosmos. If you just listen, that is enough. Because when you leave the body, all the struggles you have to cognize these truths, those struggles will disappear. See, when you leave the body, 99% of your enemies will not be there. So you will have this knowledge. Simply you can get enlightened and reach Kailasa. That is why I am saying, when you are healthy, young, you should listen to the great truths of cosmos, Kailasa, Paramashiva Jnana. The whole satsang I think I started at the age of, I don't even know, because I remember the age of 3 or 4, me giving Ramayana satsangs. If you talk to my, I think Bhaktika can reach out to the Purvashram uncles. Still I remember my mother's 2 brothers, they recorded a cassette when I was 3 or 4, my satsangs on Ramayana. The temple, they will take me to temple. Those days, elderly women called Geeta Kokilam, she will come and do Ramayana Pravachanam, and Selva Ganapati will do Periya Puranam, and my own guru, Panduranganar, he will do all these Saiva Siddhantam related. And another one important person, I was waiting to name him, is one of the important person contributed to my life, enriched my life. If I don't mention him, it will be really a big droha that I should never do Guru droha, I should never do Acharya droha. His name is Patandavarayan. He was an advocate in Thiruvannamalai, and my relative also, Purvashram relative also. His contribution is extraordinary in my life. I should acknowledge his contribution. It is not that he supported me because he is my relative. He saw I am a great potential for keeping all these yogic sciences alive. He was a great yogi, close friend of Raghupati Yogi. He was literally funding Raghupati Yogi for all Raghupati Yogi's projects. He himself being a lawyer, well-educated man, and Bhaktika should do research and collect all the material. I think his family is still there in Tiruvannamalai. I don't know whether he himself, Tandavarayan himself, is alive. Sri P. Tandavarayan, I still remember. Not only he funded Raghupati Yogi to groom me and help me, he used to do a lot of physical support. Like Raghupati Yogi will ask for various books, herbs. He will collect all those books, all that intellectual type work he will do. All the herbs, my grandfather will tell the local villagers. See, my grandfather had a huge network of something like 2,000 agriculture farmers who had access to hills, forests. So any herb Raghupati Yogi or Kuppamal need, first thing they will do is they will tell Narayana Swami Tata. And he will tell which area it is available. He himself had people who procure. Apart from that, if he was not able to, then he will tell my grandfather. He will send the agriculturists, farmers, and get the aushadas, the herbs needed to train me or build my body and whatever needed to be done for teaching spiritual sciences. Because aushadas are used for multiple purposes. One for detoxing, another one for health, bringing health and curing diseases, and above all, awakening your system to a certain level of consciousness, where from that consciousness you can jump into enlightenment and manifest state, space, powers. So aushadas are used even to make you manifest powers. So for multiple reasons, aushadas were used, herbs were used, and this Tandavarayan is one of the very important person, contributed a lot in my life. He himself used to teach me, and he used to get books, he used to fund my guru, Uppammal and Raghupati Yogi both. And he also used to fund Panduranganar. Like whenever Panduranganar wants to buy me books and everything, he used to fund Panduranganar. He was head of the Seshadri Swamigal Ashram. His whole life was dedicated for enlightenment and spiritual science, and he himself is a very highly evolved seeker. Has contributed a lot to my life. Anyhow, listen. I'll just tell all the truths, then after that explain. Even mere knowledge and listening about the cosmic principles makes all of it recorded inside your system. So even if it does not become experience now, when you leave the body, because of SDHD, self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial dies. You do not have anybody to oppose and harass and deny the usage of the knowledge. You can just retrieve this knowledge and use and reach Kailasa. And All the cosmic truths and principles have golden shining self effulgence, the supernal effulgence. Maybe at some time we will be able to prove it scientifically. Whenever you get the powerful cognitions and it clicks, the supernal effulgence gives like an intense shock, awakening in your whole system. That is like a spiritual life energy being pumped into your system. Kundalini Shakti. So let me tell you, the 11 dimension and 14 lokas, planes, exists, and if you meditate on Paramashiva as Dvatashanta, means residing in the Dvatashanta, who appears as your own Guru and enlightens you and guides you towards Paramashiva, even if you cognize this as a truth, that is enough. When you leave the body, you will get just pulled towards that Dvatashanta, that Paramashiva's residence, residing space. Because your decision about the future decides the course of action, not the weight of the past. If you don't decide, then the weight of the past decides. If you consciously decide, weight of the past does not decide. God, I have too many things coming out. I feel like if I tell all this, a common man will not be able to understand. That is why Yama says this knowledge, if it is given to disqualified people, the teacher is tortured by the disqualified people. Now only I understand. I think this is abusers only Yama is talking about. But I have to reveal all the truth. So with the grace of Paramashiva, and Kalabhairava is protecting me, with the grace of Paramashiva and because of protection of Kalabhairava, I will reveal. And you know, Paramashiva is protecting me and Kalabhairava is protecting me. Because they are protecting me, nobody can torture. Listen. Listen to this truth. See, fundamentally society does not like you live an awakened life. It is like a mass dullening continuous effort system is called civilization. Mass dullening, dampening system. Human society works as much as possible to make you dumb. Because even they do not know why they are dumb. For example, see, any violence happens in your area, you need to know so that you are keeping yourself safe and protected. But you are educated to know all the violence happened all over the world, even in the past, in the names of wars. Why? No need. We should actually know all the great things our elders have done. Big buildings our elders built. Amazing contributions our elders did. The best dedication, devotion, sacrifice they all did. for us to have what we are having as a planet Earth now. But what we study as a history, all the wars we fought, our elders fought, all the killings our elders have done, wrong concept of history is being taught. Then you also are made to believe killing is okay, violence is okay. No. Violence not okay. Any form of violence is not okay. Yesterday and today is the very sweet festival in Hindu tradition. We worship all the pet animals, not just love, we worship. It's actually not just cows and bulls alone, all pet animals. I have seen my guru, Raghupati Yogi, worshipping his pet dog and my pet Mani, that my grandmother's pet actually. She used to take care. This fellow used to work for me, but all the care taken care by my grandmother, because I myself was taken care by my grandmother. So it's like my grandmother had two grandsons, me and that Mani, both. She will take care of both, and very good guy. This fellow is such highly disciplined and sensitive to temple and religious traditions. He will never put his mouth, or he will never come near the Nevedyams. Food need to be offered to the deities, like that very intelligent guy. Okay. Listen. Human beings need to be taught more and more the power of their consciousness. Unfortunately, still science is yet to catch even the principle of consciousness, and unfortunately still the huge section of humanity believes we don't have anything consciousness, we are just body and mind. I don't know when the humanity is going to catch up with the reality. How can you deny something which exists and which only exists? ஐயோ, என்னடா சொல்லி தொலைப்பேன் இவனுங்களுக்கு. என்ன சொன்னாலும் இந்த மண்டைகளுக்கு ஏறவும் மாட்டேங்குது, புரியவும் மாட்டேங்குது. எதையாவது திருச்சி விட்டு எதையாவது சொல்லி சத்தியத்திலிருந்து மக்களுடைய கவனத்தை திசை திருப்ப, சத்தியத்தை சொல்பவர்கள் அதை உலகிற்கு அறிவுறுத்துபவர்கள் மீது ஏதாவது ஒரு தாக்குதலை செய்து கொண்டு மக்கள் மனம் சத்தியத்தை சொல்லுகின்ற ஞானிகள் அவதார புருஷர்கள் மேல் பதியாமல் பார்த்து கொள்ளுகின்ற ராட்சச கும்பல். I'll translate what I told in Tamil. See, whoever is revealing these great truths to the humanity, somehow these fellows these demons and rakshasas does not want humanity to know this great truth that you are actually consciousness. See, the space in which life and reality happens to you, where you experience, that is actually consciousness. Neither you are taught this truth, and even if somebody teaches you this truth, they make that person look illegitimate. They make that person's existence illegitimate. The demons and rakshasas, they make people doubt that person, that guru, incarnation who teaches you this truth. And almost 99% of the human population is kept away from this reality. Even if 10% of the humanity understands this great truth that you are consciousness, that's all. Wherever the life is happening to you, that space where the life is happening to you, that you are perceiving life, you are experiencing life, that is consciousness. That cannot be destroyed, that cannot be taken away. And if that fundamental understandings, just that Sankhya Yoga, whatever Krishna has revealed in Sankhya Yoga, the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and there is a beautiful book called Sivajnana Bodham. In Sivajnana Bodham, just 12 sutra. Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, and Sivajnana Bodham, 12 sutra. Sivajnana Bodham, Paramashiva has given in both language. In Rauravagama, he gave in Sanskrit, and he directly taught in original Tamil itself to Nandi, and Nandi taught to Megandar, and Megandar revealed it to the whole world. There are some books where the same principle Paramashiva has spoken in Sanskrit and Tamil both. Like how I give the morning Tamil Satsang and morning English Satsang and evening Tamil Satsang. The same ideas. Morning I speak in English and evening I speak in Tamil. Same way Paramashiva has given few books, few scriptures directly in English and, in Sanskrit and in Tamil both. One is Sarvajnanotragama. He himself gave the original Moola Sloka itself in Sanskrit and in Tamil, both to Subramanya. And this Sivajnana Bodham, in Rauravagama he gives in Sanskrit, and to Nandi he gives in Tamil, and Nandi gives it to Megandar, and Megandar gives it to the whole world. The 12 sutras, original sutras as it is, given by Paramashiva himself. And Irayanar Kalaviyal, that is also one more book, directly given by Paramashiva in Tamil itself. Just these simple truths taught. Your consciousness. The priority, focus on which we spend our resources called time, treasure, talent, infrastructures should be more towards educating the humanity, the fundamental, supernal effulgence, conscious state of the individual. Understand? When you understand the conscious state of you and the supernal effulgence of your consciousness and the way it can be used in your day-to-day life, life can just become heaven. The quality of the life on planet Earth can be increased at least 100 times more. See, the whole energy spent on the field of medical health industry will be drastically reduced because people will become healthy automatically. The whole energy can be focused, used now to increase the longevity. You don't need to be fighting, curing the diseases, inventing the diseases and inventing the cure for the diseases, this same rut, same game. You make virus and then you make software for cleaning up the virus and all that. Instead, the researchers and scientists can focus on longevity. Because, see, once a human being understands and cognizes his existence is consciousness based, all mental disorders become irrelevant. Body starts getting healed drastically. The effect of healing on the system is something extraordinary when you cognize your consciousness. But I think the rulers and controllers of humanity does not want such alive, conscious beings, because the alive, conscious human beings, awakened human beings, are too powerful. They manifest powers. Very difficult to manage them, control them. Maybe the controllers does not want this knowledge to spread. I don't know. I don't know why the humanity is not even focusing 1% or even 0.0001% of its resources on this line. Because it is such a valid, very, very, very practical, living truth, living reality. If you understand your consciousness, the way you eat, the way you dress up, the way you live your day-to-day life, whole thing will have so much of legitimacy, grounding, connection with cosmos. You will feel that this is your place and you have a power over this place, you have a right over your life. So much can happen. So much can happen even in one satsang. Like you sit with a cup of coffee and go on be listening whatever I am saying. So much can happen over a cup of coffee. Now whatever I am talking is absolute truth as it is. When you start thinking your consciousness, you will start building tools, richness. You will even measure whether you are rich or not based on the powers you manifest from consciousness. Not every day you will not calculate your bank balance and come to a conclusion about whether you are rich or not, whether you are safe or not, whether you are secured or not. Every day you will calculate how much power you are able to manifest, how much consciously you are able to live. Based on that, you will come to the conclusion whether you are safe or not, secured or not, you are rich or poor, all this. So this thinking, this kind of a conscious shift in your cognition will make you rich and enlightened maybe within 1 or 2 years. I am only looking at within 1 or 2 years. 1 billion can be easily enlightened. Just a few country decision makers understand this principle of what I'm talking. That's why Kailasa, Sri Kailasa is trying to unite nations, uniting nations. Sri Kailasa has launched a project, Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Superconscious Breakthrough, for making human beings realize the supernal effulgence of their intelligence and consciousness. It's a great job we all have to do. All the Hindus have to do, especially Hindus, because this is the knowledge you have inherited. Still I am not out of samadhi, I am still. That is why I am speaking very calculatively, that I should not hurt anybody, because otherwise I will blurt out the whole truth. Atheism is the worst crime against humanity, and that denies the existence and existential possibility for all of you. You should not allow atheism. Whichever age atheism was forced upon you, it is like a consciously you are murdered, or consciously you have been made handicapped. You should understand that. more and more if meditation is encouraged in schools, colleges, in all the education places, not only people will become sweet, peaceful, crime-free, happy, blissful, not only all these good things will happen, they will all get enlightened, awakened and reach Kailasa whenever they leave the body. And they immediately reach the Kailasa space. Even while they are in the body, they will manifest all the great qualities of Paramashiva and Kailasa. Whatever I am talking, sometimes people feel that it may be irrelevant for day-to-day life, but you understand, this is the only relevant truth need to be told to the whole world. It is more important to you than having your morning breakfast. These truths are more important than your bread and butter. Is that survival need for superconsciousness, survival need for consciousness. After a break, I'll start the meditation process to put all these great truths into your consciousness. So this all just opens up when you leave the body and automatically takes you to Sri Kailasa. Automatically you reach the Kailasa and become enlightened and Kailasavasi. So now, after a bit, we'll start the process, meditation process. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis sitting with us around the world. At this moment, in at least 483 places on NTV, in 5 places in two-way connection, in 158 cities in 20 countries. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Cities having two-way connection: Nayana Ohio, Los Angeles, Phoenix, San Jose, and Seattle. Let's enter into today's subject. Enter the real heaven. 158th Sutra of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra and 3rd chapter, 52nd verse. Sthani upa nimantrane sanga smaya akaranam punar anishta prasangat. Swami Vivekananda translates this sutra as, the yogi should not feel allured or flattered by the overtures of celestial beings for fear of evil again. Swami Prabhavananda translates this sutra as, when tempted by the invisible beings in high places, let the yogi feel neither allured nor flattered, for he is in danger of being caught once more by ignorance. Swami Satchidananda translates as, the yogi should neither accept nor smile with pride at the admiration of even the celestial beings, as there is the possibility of his getting caught again in the undesirable. Bhagavan Osho translates as, there should be an avoidance of any attachment or pride to invitation from the superphysical entities in charge of various planes, because this would bring the possibility of the revival of evil. It's a very important truth, but needed to be learnt only when you are really matured in the spiritual practice. In the initial level, these words are not going to make any big difference in your life, because it says, even when the celestial beings come and praise you or try to give you the extraordinary pleasures, don't be tempted. Anyhow, don't worry, now you don't have this problem. It's like talking to a man who is begging for food every day, telling, hey, if some rich man comes and gives you $1 billion, reviews, avoid it. Don't take it. If you take $1 billion, you may need to work whole day to maintain it, and it's a big problem. You will have a lot of problems, because you may need to sign in checks every day. Hundreds of times, your hand will pain. This advice has no use for the fellow who is standing with a begging bowl for his food, going around and begging. But ultimately it will be useful when you really reach that point. So understand this. This advice will really be useful when you reach that level. Actually, you are going to reach that level. That is what Patanjali means. By saying, even when the celestial beings invite you, praise you, don't be seduced, he is saying, then even with those beings, if you are not supposed to be seduced, what about the ordinary praises? Ordinary invitations. He says, avoid even that. Means, it goes without saying, avoid all this, ordinary, mundane. One of the subtle intoxication is, intoxication which you experience when people praise you. That is the most difficult intoxication. Vivekananda says very beautifully, it is very easy to have name and fame, but very difficult to digest it. Very difficult to digest it. This advice is when you start experiencing different planes. When you start experiencing different planes, understand, celestial beings do appear and invite you, praise you. But the problem is, the moment you start connecting with them, slowly, you get into the same mental setup of those celestial beings and finally land back to the ordinary plane. Please understand, as long as you see something other than you as experience, it is not ultimate. Only when the experience, an experiencer disappears into experiencing, it is ultimate. Till then, anything you go through is only a path. You have not yet achieved the ultimate. Moving in different planes does not mean you reach the ultimate. Becoming the base of the planes, all planes, is the ultimate. In the Hindu tradition, there is a beautiful description of Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha, Tapa, Satya, different planes. You don't even need to go to some other world to see that planes. Just in your life, if you change your life based on spirituality, suddenly spiritual world will open in front of you. If you take up the job of a police, suddenly police world will open in front of you. If you take up the job of a lawyer, suddenly the legal world will open in front of you. What kind of personality you create, that kind of world will open in front of you. These are the different worlds, understand. That's the reason sometimes I am not able to relate with the so many worlds, because I reside in a space beyond planes. You will see sometime I'll be expressing amazing memory. Means some sutra, stotra which I read at the age of 10 or which I have not even read, I'll be expressing, reciting. Sometime you will see that I'll make such a unimaginable, I'll miss in an unimaginable way. You would have seen me, lived around me for years. You might have come after 3 months, I'll ask your name. Patanjali talks about this not only to warn you about it, to remind you it is possible. Many times you will see extraordinary experiences and darshans. Some gods appearing, goddesses appearing. Whenever you have these extraordinary experiences, always ask only for enlightenment. Don't ask for anything else. Don't miss. The moment you ask for anything else, they will give you that, but you will miss enlightenment, the ultimate. Indra is waiting. He just takes care, people are always lower than him. Only if you are intoxicated by desires, you will be lower than Indra. If you are beyond desires, you will be above, beyond Indra. Even Indra cannot do anything to you. And when you are seduced by the praise they give, that's all. Next moment, they will start ruling your life. A real yogi should not be deluded, fall into illusion by the praise or the blame. Neither by normal human beings nor by the celestial beings. Being praised is one of the subtlest intoxication. You can avoid any intoxication, not being praised. That is one of the dangerous, difficult intoxication. Do not take any major decisions when you are being intoxicated by being praised. Please understand. Don't take any business decision when you are being praised, because your subordinates will praise you and raise their salary also. They will praise you but raise their salary. When you wanted to say no, you are not able to say no, don't take any decisions, I tell you. See, wanted to say no, unable to say no means you are in a place where you are intoxicated by praising, being praised. This sutra not only for yogis, this is a powerful technique for negotiation in business management. Do not sign any contract. Do not finalize any negotiation. Do not freeze any bargain when you are intoxicated by being praised. If you are intoxicated by alcohol, how any decision you make will not be proper. Same way, when you are intoxicated by being praised, any decision you make is dangerous. Really, really, really dangerous. Please understand. When somebody comes to you and praises you left and right and abuses somebody else, your enemy, be very clear. This fellow is going to do the same thing. He will go to your enemy and praise him and abuse you. Do not be intoxicated by being praised. Do not be intoxicated by illusion. Do not make any major decision when you are intoxicated by being praised by others. The real heaven is not in others' control. But if you are intoxicated by being praised by others, be very clear, that's not real heaven. If it is built by somebody else, it cannot be heaven. Understand that. It cannot be heaven. If you are being praised by somebody else, it cannot be heaven. Any joy gets added to you from others' words or somebody's company is not ultimate. It is subtle but an ordinary pleasure which makes you dependent and brings slavery into your life. Anything makes you dependent naturally leads to evil, ignorance and depression. That is why Patanjali warns you, even if you are praised by celestial beings, don't be pride, don't be seduced. So many sacred secrets you need to learn from this sutra. First, during samyamas, extraordinary meditation process, there will be darshan and vision of celestial beings praising you, inviting you, trying to seduce you. Don't allow that. Don't be seduced. Don't be diverted. Even in the ordinary life, there may be praising from the higher level personalities than you. Don't be seduced by it. Don't be disturbed by it. Don't be diverted by them from your goal. Any praise is subtle but a powerful intoxication which will only enslave you and lead to more and more depression and suffering. These three, I am not giving you as a morality, I am giving you as a technique. Technique to live a complete life. Whether you are in a business management, negotiation in the life, or negotiating relationship deals, or negotiating any other deals related to power, position, money, anything, don't be seduced. Don't take any decision when you are intoxicated by being praised. Whenever people come and try to praise me, the first thing you will see in my face is uncomfortable feeling. Second, all right, take care, next. That is why when people praise me and ask me something, first answer will be, I'll tell you later on. I never make decision when people praise. Of course, I never get intoxicated, that is different. I never allow any decision, any commitment when people praise. Keep this as a torch to live your life in the outer world or in the inner world. Even while your boss praises you, don't be seduced. He is praising you to keep you under his control so that tomorrow he can blame you. With this he can play with you and he can do what he wants to do. Live out of pure inspiration. Being praised is as actually a last dust need to be removed from the gold. Making a gold 22 karat pure is very easy. But making it from 22 to 24 is the most difficult. The last impurity is being removed is very difficult. This being praised, getting seduced for being praised is the last impurity, which is very difficult, very subtle, but very powerful. Understand and live these great truths in your life. I bless you all who are sitting with us around the world at this moment in 651 places through NTV, in 5 places through two-way connection, in 173 cities in 21 countries. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate and share the eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.
தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் காக்கும் இறையே நட்டின் உருவாய் வந்த களிப்பால் கட்டு கடங்கா மகிழ்வு கொண்டே மலை போல் வரும் துயர் யாவையும் நொடிப்போதினில் கொடியாக்கிட புயலாய் வருவான், துணையென வருவான். ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தன் வந்து உதித்தான். கருவங்களை தடம் மாற்றிட வெடிப்பான், தலை தூக்கிடும் கருவங்களை தடம் மாற்றிட வெடிப்பான். பின் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான், தினம் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான். பின் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான், தினம் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான். ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தன் வந்து உதித்தான். எந்தன் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான், நித்தின் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான். எந்தன் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான், நித்தின் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான். ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தன் வந்து உதித்தான். அவன் கருணை மழையில் நாமும் இரையாய் மாறக்கூடும். சரணம் அடைந்தால் அருள்வான், அவன் சரணம் அடைந்தால் அருள்வான். சரணம் அடைந்தால் அருள்வான், அவன் சரணம் அடைந்தால் அருள்வான். ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான்.
सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं
सदाशिव सदाशिव नित्यानन्द सदाशिव 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 नित्यानन्द सदाशिव
कालेश्वर महाकालं कालाञ्जननिवासिनं कालकृत्कालवेत्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं
सदाशिव सदाशिव नित्यानन्द सदाशिव 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 नित्यानन्द सदाशिव
सर्वकृत् सर्ववेत्तारं सर्वज्ञम् अपराजितं सर्वभूतात्मभूतस्थं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं
सदाशिव सदाशिव नित्यानन्द सदाशिव 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 नित्यानन्द सदाशिव
यो सृजत् सर्वभूतानि ब्रह्मान्द्याश्च सुरासुरा तमहं लोककर्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं
सदाशिव सदाशिव नित्यानन्द सदाशिव 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 नित्यानन्द सदाशिव
वरं वरेण्यं वरदं वरिष्ठं वरवाहनं वनमालाधरं देवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं
सदाशिव सदाशिव नित्यानन्द सदाशिव 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 नित्यानन्द सदाशिव
प्रीतियत्प्रीतिदातारं सुप्रियं प्रियदर्शनम् उमापतिं सदाकान्तं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं
सदाशिव सदाशिव नित्यानन्द सदाशिव 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 नित्यानन्द सदाशिव
धर्माधर्ममयं देवं सुखदुःखफलोदयं बन्धमोक्षप्रणीतारं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं
सदाशिव सदाशिव नित्यानन्द सदाशिव 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 नित्यानन्द सदाशिव
मनोबुद्धिरहङ्कार तन्मात्रेन्द्रियगोचरं प्रधानपुरुषेशानं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं
सदाशिव सदाशिव नित्यानन्द सदाशिव 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 नित्यानन्द सदाशिव
यं ध्यायन्ति महात्मानो मुनयः संश्रितव्रताः तं ओङ्कारपरं सूक्ष्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं
सदाशिव सदाशिव नित्यानन्द सदाशिव 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 नित्यानन्द सदाशिव
सूक्ष्मं सर्वगतं नित्यं सर्वविद्येश्वरेश्वरं सर्वतत्त्वाश्रयं देवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं प्रणतोऽस्मि सदाशिवं
सदाशिव सदाशिव नित्यानन्द सदाशिव 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 नित्यानन्द सदाशिव
सत्यानन्द सदानन्द रूपणे नित्यानन्द सत्यानन्द सदानन्द रूपणे नित्यानन्द सत्यानन्द सदानन्द रूपणे नित्यानन्द सत्यानन्द सदानन्द रूपणे नित्यज्योति नित्यानन्द सत्यज्योति नित्यानन्द नित्यज्योति नित्यानन्द सत्यज्योति नित्यानन्द नित्यनेंगल नित्यानन्द काक्कुम देवम नित्यानन्द नित्यनेंगल नित्यानन्द काक्कुम देवम नित्यानन्द नित्य नित्यने नित्यानन्द सत्यवेन्तने रूपणे नित्यानन्द सत्यानन्द सदानन्द रूपणे नित्यानन्द सत्यानन्द सदानन्द रूपणे नित्यानन्द सत्यानन्द सदानन्द रूपणे नित्य निरंजन शशांक शेखर हर बम 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 बोलो नित्य निरंजन शशांक शेखर हर बम 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 बोलो नित्य ज्योति नित्यानंद नित्यानंद पद्मनाभ नित्यानंद नित्यानंद नित्य ज्योति नित्यानंद पद्मनाभ नित्यानंद कमला मनोहर वैकुंठेश्वर प्रणव स्वरूपणे वैकुंठेश्वर प्रणव स्वरूपणे नित्यानंद सत्यानंद सदानंद रूपणे नित्यानंद सत्यानंद सदानंद रूपणे नित्यानंद सत्यानंद सदानंद रूपणे नित्यानंद सत्यानंद सदानंद रूपणे नित्य ज्योति नित्यानंद सत्य ज्योति नित्यानंद नित्य ज्योति नित्यानंद सत्य ज्योति नित्यानंद नित्यनेंगल नित्यानंद काக்கும் தெய்வம் நித்யானந்த நிत्यनेंगल நித்யானந்த காக்கும் தெய்வம் நித்யானந்த நித்ய நித்யனே நித்யானந்த சத்யவேந்தனே நித்யானந்த நித்ய நித்யனே நித்யானந்த சத்யவேந்தனே நித்யானந்த
ಎನ್ನ ಜೀವವೇ ಪಾವನ.
ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் வந்து உதித்தான். ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் வந்து உதித்தான். காக்கும் இறையே நட்பின் உருவாய் வந்த களிப்பால் கட்டு கடங்கா மகிழ்வு கொண்டே மகிழ்வு கொண்டே. மலை போல் வரும் துயர் யாவையும் நொடிப்போதினில் கொடியாக்கிட புயலாய் வருவான் துணையென வருவான். ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் வந்து உதித்தான். கருவங்களை தடம் மாற்றிட வெடிப்பான் தலை தூக்கிடும் கருவங்களை தடம் மாற்றிட வெடிப்பான். பின் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான் தினம் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான். பின் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான் தினம் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான். ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் வந்து உதித்தான். எந்தன் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான் நித்தின் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான். எந்தன் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான் நித்தின் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான். ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் வந்து உதித்தான். அவன் கருணை மழையினில் நாமும் இரையாய் மாறக்கூடும். சரணம் அடைந்தால் அருள்வான் அவன் சரணம் அடைந்தால் அருள்வான். சரணம் அடைந்தால் அருள்வான் அவன் சரணம் அடைந்தால் அருள்வான். ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் வந்து உதித்தான். தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் வந்து உதித்தான். ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான் வந்து உதித்தான். காக்கும் இறையே நட்பின் உருவாய் வந்த களிப்பால் கட்டு கடங்கா மகிழ்வு கொண்டே மகிழ்வு கொண்டே. மலை நித்யானந்தன் வந்து உதித்தான், வந்து உதித்தான். கருவங்களை தடம் மாற்றிட வெடிப்பான், தலை தூக்கிடும் கருவங்களை தடம் மாற்றிட வெடிப்பான். பின் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான், தினம் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான். பின் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான், தினம் கருணை மழையாய் பொழிவான். ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான், வந்து உதித்தான். எந்தன் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான், நித்தின் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான். எந்தன் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான், நித்தின் மகிழ்வை தளர்த்திடச் செய்வான். ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தன் வந்து உதித்தான், வந்து உதித்தான். அவன் கருணை மழையில் நாமும் இரையாய் மாறக்கூடும். சரணம் அடைந்தால் அருள்வான், அவன் சரணம் அடைந்தால் அருள்வான். சரணம் அடைந்தால் அருள்வான், அவன் சரணம் அடைந்தால் அருள்வான். ஜென்ம ஜென்மமாய் செய்த தவமோ உற்ற நண்பனாய் நித்யானந்தனும் வந்து உதித்தான், வந்து உதித்தான்.